Hi, welcome back to Warframe 101 with Moonchild, and today we're going to be discussing mods and how to use them. Alright, so this station right over here, across from your foundry, down the stairs, is your mod station. So we're going to walk over here and activate this. Alright, so you got this big list of everything that you can do here the second you pop open the station. Okay, down here, these are all of your mods. Mods are cards that give you percentile buffs or negatives and allow you to set your frame to be better, faster, stronger, whatever you want them to be. These will allow you to get it to that specific version that you have in mind. So, at the top here, we have a few labels. We have Fusion, enhance a mod by fusing Endo. We'll get to what Endo is. Transmute, combine 4 unranked mods for a chance at a rare mod. That's like a lottery, where you can combine mods for a chance to get a new one. Oh, it's not guaranteed you'll always get a better one. You can sell your mod for credits. Credits are Warframe's free currency. You can see it in the top right here. Alright, dissolve mods. You can dissolve mods into Endo. Endo is right over here on the right. It's this golden ball next to this 3000 number, and it is the fuel that allows you to level up mods and make them better. We will get to IAT and treasures in another episode. So, let's grab just one of these mods here. Alright, so we'll grab one of Tranquil Cleave. Okay, so, second that we picked it, and got a big number 1 here, says that we selected it, some of these options lit up. So, we could fuse it, enhance the mod by fusing Endo, level it up to get better bonuses. We could sell it for 1,000 credits, or we could dissolve it for 15 Endo. Okay, so just for the sake of argument here, we're going to go over to Fusion, and we're going to attempt to level this up. So leveling mods up costs 2 resources. So we're going to level it up once. Okay, so it will cost us 30 Endo, which is this golden ball up here that we got plenty of, so that's not a problem, and 1,449 credits to level it up once, and that's not really a problem either. So, once we level it up, one of these little lights at the bottom here, kind of hard to see because it's got that little hexagon on it, lit up. That means that you have increased one of its ranks. So if we did it again, another light would fill, and another light. So, once we fill all of the lights, the mod reaches max rank. Max rank means that it has reached its full potential, its full cost, and you will unlock the full benefit of the mod. But as you notice over here, as we rank it up and down, the cost will rise and decrease. So you need to keep an eye on it to make sure you have credits and Endo to cover your costs. Okay? It's also important to note that as you level it up, the cost for using the mod will go up as well. It's this drain over here. So at base it's 3, and if we fully upgrade it, it'll go up to 5. So we're going to agree to apply this fusion. It'll ask you if it's acceptable, and you'll agree or disagree. Okay. Then once you do that, you have one max ranked mod. Here it is, right here. Fully leveled up, got all the dots at the bottom. Alright, so for the sake of argument, we're also going to transmute a few mods. So we'll select 4 of these. Whenever you transmute, it'll always take 4. So, combine 4 unranked mods. Here's the cost at the bottom, 12,000 credits. Now, for everybody new to the game, who hasn't been around for a while, transmuting can get rather expensive, depending on the rarity of the mod you're using. As you can see, these cards have different colors. There's 3 main colors. There's bronze, there's silver, and there's gold. So, if you do bronze ones, 4 of them, that would cost 12,000. If you did 4 of these silver ones, that would cost 24,000. And if we did 4 of these golden mods, it would cost 36,000. So make sure that you have credits to cover your transmutes here. Alright, so we'll get 4 of those. Go up here. It'll ask you, are you willing to pay the credits? And you will lose the mods that you're transmuting because they're being mashed together in a new one. We'll agree. Okay, so it mashed them together into this whole new mod, Perpetual Agony. Okay, so now we got a new one and we lost the old ones. It's a gamble, and if you take the risk if you feel like it. So next thing we could do, we can select, we can use our buttons here to increase or decrease the amount that we're selecting. We're going to select all of them, so 5 out of 5. In the very top left here, this card icon indicates how many are in a stack. So there's 5 here, 17 here, 30 here. Okay, so we're going to sell these for some credits. Okay, it'll make sure that you know which ones that you're selling, and then you sell them. Alright, so we just became a few credits richer. Not a whole bunch, but it makes a difference if you do it in large amounts. Okay, then here we'll select this whole stack of 30. So 30 of these mods, says here in the center, out of the 30 stack, so all of them. We're going to go over to dissolve. Same thing, it'll ask you if that's okay. Tell you the amount down here that you're going to get, and then you'll agree or disagree. Alright, and then we made some more of this endo currency over here. So now we got more that we can use to fuse other mods. Okay, so a little bit more about what we're seeing here. Now you know all these at the top. Here's a search bar, so you could use the search bar to find one specific mod. Okay, so there we've narrowed it down to things with TRAN if you're looking for your tranquil cleave. So now it's easier for you to find. So be sure to use that if you need to find something in a hurry. Other than that, there are these tabs. These different tabs allow you to narrow it down to a specific category of mods. These are the mods for your Warframe. Aura mods, specialized mods for your Warframe. Augment mods change how Warframe abilities work. We'll get into those later. Primary, which means your first big gun mods. Secondary, which means normally your pistol. And melee, which is your sword, your hammer, whatever you like to beat or cut people with. Okay. Stance, these are fancy things that allow your melee weapons to do certain techniques or martial arts styles. Normally there's some kind of benefit of either it looks cool, more damage, allows you to close distance. Depends on the stance. There's a whole bunch of them. So you can use your weapon the way you wanna. Exilus mods are more specialized mods for Warframes. Then Arcwing we will get to in another video. Sentinels and companions are your friends that you can take with you in missions. So here are their mods here. And duplicates. So duplicates is a great tab to go to because it allows you to see all of your big stacks that you have here that you want to use for either selling for credits or dissolving for endo. And there's this thing over here, this bar that says sort by recent. This is another sorting category to get it down even further. So if we were in duplicates and we selected duplicates here, it would put up at the top here the thing that I have the most of, and you'll notice it goes down here in descending order. So 34, 32, 26, 20, 17, 17, and it continues to go down. So this is a good way to find what you have the most of for selling or for endo. If you're just starting the game, it may take a certain amount of time before you have any amount of duplicates, but they'll come together eventually. The things we have recent, that'll be the things that you picked up most recently inside of your missions. Rarity, it'll put all of your rarest mods up at the forefront for you. Okay, rating, just their cost and their price. Okay. Well, here's price. This is the amount that they would sell for credits at base. Name sets you on alphabetical. Polarity. So, polarity on these mods, you know in the top left, like right here, in the top left there are those cards, which means there's 3 of these here. But in the right, that's their polarity. The number says how much it would cost to use this on a frame, weapon, whatever you want to put it on. And then the symbol next to it is the specific type of it. So that means that it would fit into a slot that has that corresponding symbol better than one without it. We'll get into that in a moment. Okay. Okay, type. These are the different just clarifications all stacked together. It's basically like organizing them into these different categories without you having to scroll through them. Rank. Whatever has the most of your dots, so it will put those at the forefront. Some mods have more dots than others, so they'll take longer to level up, but that just means at the very end they'll be stronger. Okay, and duplicates again. Okay, so that's your modding interface. All the information you need to know to level up and find your mods. There's a scroll bar at the bottom so you can scroll through them. Okay, and it'll tell you these little numbers here. Total, that's how many mods I have. Duplicates is how many of the same that I have. Rating is a combined number of all of the different mods that you have and how valuable the game thinks they are. And ribbons are something we will talk about another time. Alright, so we've looked at the mods. Now let's apply the mods. This station over here is called the Arsenal. Okay, this is where you do all of your equipment management and you equip mods and change how your warframes and your weapons work. So let's get in our arsenal here. Okay, so here's what you see. Okay, so up top is always going to be your warframe. My warframe's name is Atlas. Here he is right here. Okay, then it's going to be your primary, your secondary, and your melee weapon. Okay, then it's going to be your companion. I have a nice big dog here named Guinevere. Okay, your gear, which is going to be your equipment and other little things that you can use during the mission to give you an edge, and some emotes so you can act as fancy as you want in the middle of your firefights. Alright, so when we scroll over things, we have these options. Equip, which means I would change what's there, so I would pick a different frame if I wanted to. Triangle means upgrade, that means put mods on it. Appearance, you would change to the color and how he looks and the attachments on him. And abilities, if you click R2, gives you a quick overhead of everything that your frame does. So the cool thing about this is, I'm not gonna go over what Atlas does in this video, I'll do that in a different one, but you have green numbers and red numbers. The green numbers mean your abilities and your stats have been improved by the mods you have on. Red numbers mean that they have gone down from the mods that you have on, and blue numbers mean they've stayed the same. So, there's that. You also have your energy cost here for your abilities. Okay? It normally goes up from your first ability is at base 25, second ability at base is 50, third ability at base is 75, and your ultimate, which is your fourth ability, normally costs 100 before you mod. Okay, so now we will upgrade our friend here. And for the sake of argument, we got a nice empty slate here. So you got your mods, you've gone over to your station, you've leveled it up, and you've gotten some nice ones. Okay, so we're going to go in and back out to get rid of those red numbers. Okay, so here's all of your information. These slots right here are where your mods go. So, for right now, we're only going to be concerned about these 4 on the bottom. So, okay, you're going to look up at your list over here. Here's all of the information about your frame. So Atlas at base, 450 armor, 225 energy, 300 health, and 300 shields. Most normal frames in the game, by the time that you've made them reach level 30 up here, is the max. So they'll have 300, most of them. Sprint speed, 0.90. That is less than 1.00. So that means I'm slightly slower than the regular person out there. So, here we have duration, efficiency, range, and strength. They're all at 100%. Nothing about them has changed right now, but we are about to change that. Alright, so okay, so we're going to go down here to our mods. You can R1 and L1 here to get into different categories to narrow it down. Okay, so we have a mod slot right here that has a V in the corner of it. That means if we put one of our V mods here into it, it would gain benefits. So when I grab this V mod, it lights up the polarities, so it wants me to put it in one of these Vs. Okay, so before I do that, let's look at this mod we're going to put in there. This is primed continuity. So the only thing that we need to care about this mod right now is that it has a 14 cost and it's a V polarity. Okay, so we're going to take this and put it over here. So, since we put this mod in a matching polarity slot, it halved the cost. The cost showing in the top right. It's normally 14, and it went down to 7. But if we put it over here, in a slot that doesn't have this symbol, it has its full cost, which is going to cost us way more, and we'll be able to use less mods. Where you can see how much cost you can spend is up here in the top left, called capacity. So we're at 46 out of 60 right now, meaning 60 is our maximum and 46 is how much we have. So I'm going to put this back over here. Now we have 53 out of 60 since we utilized our polarities correctly. So if you put a normal mod in a non-polarity slot, it will always have its full cost. Okay, so 9. Okay, so, and there are different polarities. These here are dash polarities, otherwise known as Naramon. So if I put this in this dash polarity, it would half its cost. And if I put, whoop, keep mixing that up there. Alright. If I put this in these polarities, it would also have its cost. So make sure that you match your polarities when you can. Okay, so this mod, we'll remove all these other ones, focus on this right now, says at the bottom, plus 55% ability duration. So over here on our duration stat, you can see it went from 100% to 155. So that's giving us that bonus. Very nice. Alright, so now we're going to go over to our two fancy kinds of mods. Okay, so these are auras. Aura mods are kind of rare. You'll only find them after you spend a little bit of time in the game paying attention to alerts. Alerts is normally where they appear. So, same deal. We want to match our polarity to our slot. Okay, so this one is a V polarity. So we're going to grab that and put it up here in its fancy slot. Okay, so the thing that's fancy about aura mods and why they're so desirable is while this mod costs me capacity, aura mods give you capacity. So this aura mod just gave me 18 more points up here on my capacity that I can spend. Used to be 60, went up to 78. So this slot over here is an Exilus slot. An Exilus slot is for fancy mods that basically just slightly tweak how your character works. A little bit of bonuses, not very big, or little quality of life things. Like, for example, we have Thief's Wit. That would give you on your HUD heads-up display that would allow you to detect cool loots and drops around you. So if we put that up there, then we would have it. But oh no, this is a red number, which means that it's increased its cost. So if we look here, it's normally at 2. The second we put it up there in the wrong slot, it went up to 3. So while matching your numbers is also good, you really don't want to mismatch your numbers, which is why it's still good to have some open slots that don't have any polarity at all. So that way, if you decided, you know, I'd rather have this mod than that mod, you would still be fine and not use all of your capacity. So that is how you apply mods and how you pay attention to your polarities. So the very next thing that I'll show you, if we click R3 or whatever it is on your corresponding platform, it'll bring up this menu, which are the actions you can take for your Warframe. So you have a couple of choices here. Auto install would automatically set up your mod configurations, which means the game would decide what mods it feels the best is for your character. So we'll select that real quick. So boom, just slapped a whole bunch of mods on here that the game thinks will help me do my job for my character as well as possible. Okay. The next thing we have here is your Orokin reactor slot. They call them gold potatoes in Warframe. So when you have one installed, it increases your mod capacity by a factor of 2. So what that means is, normally when you're leveling up, I'll take all of these mods off here. Normally when you're leveling up, you will only have 30 capacity. Since 30 is the max rank, you get 1 capacity every level. So the reason I have 60 is because I have this installed right here, which gives me 2 every level. So then my cap is 60. So then we move on to polarization. This will be less important in the beginning of the game and more important when you have a frame or a weapon that you really like that you want to make better. So polarizing means that when your weapon, frame, whatever you have is max rank, you could spend something called a forma, which looks like this jigsaw piece in the middle, in order to polarize one of your slots. So what that means is you will already have a certain amount of polarities, these symbols. Well, with a forma, you can make polarities. So if you wanted more of these V-looking symbols to fit more V mods for a cheap cost, you could put this there, or a D polarity, or a dash polarity, or this polarity, whatever you want to call it. So you could even get rid of or change polarities that already exist. But the one thing you need to be cautious of is the second that you do this, it will reset your frame, weapon, or whatever to its base level. So that means you would have to level it back up to 30 again. Alright. Then our last thing here, once you've used a forma once and you've imbued your own polarity, you can swap them at any time. So if you decided, you know, I have mods here that I like being in one specific spot, but the polarities for them over here, you could put them over here. And then this V polarity is now over here. Or you could put this dash polarity right here. So this will allow you to customize how your build looks and where your mods sit. So we're going to cancel that. Okay. And then these are lenses. We'll come back to that at a different time. Currently it's not important. Alright, so now you know your mods, how to equip your mods, what polarities are, and why it's important to match them. So, that's it for this video on Warframe 101.